it's definitely chill, especially if you're used to bedside. It's super chill. Like, hey guys, it's Noreen. Thank you for making it to my channel. So today we're gonna do a little Q&A because I got a lot of questions like in my comments, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people have similar questions. So we're gonna go straight into it. The first one says, I'm also ICU. I imagine you didn't have psych RN experience, which I do not have psych RN experience. I am an ICU PACU nurse, and she was just wondering if I had any tips for this. So I don't have any tips for this yet, but my preceptor was also an ICU nurse. She did not have psych experience, and I also feel like as ICU nurses, we kind of have psych experience because we deal with a lot of, psych patients. But from what I learned, like with clinical though, it's not even what you think. You're not dealing with like, the belligerent patients. These people are like normal people. They look like this, no issues. They just have mental issues, which we probably all do. I feel like most people are suffering from depression and anxiety. I think I have depression and anxiety. I'm not even gonna lie. So it's just like, it's completely different. But of course it's not like bedside patient care. This is more like empathetic. You're building rapport, you're building a relationship with your patient. So it's just way much better than ICU. As far as like the interview process, I do know just getting a job as a new grad psych NP is difficult. So I think, what's most important is just us showing that we are knowledgeable. We are ready to learn, which we've already learned. We took the program and we're just ready to make that transition. I just think that you just have to show that you're ready and just show that you're adaptable, that you're flexible. So I think that's going to be super important. And again, I know it's difficult for new grad nurses to get a new job as a new grad. So my preceptor said she had to still work as an RN until she found a job. But even when she did find a job, she was working part-time as a psych NP to get her experience. So even if you can get that, that's great. The other thing I would say is to obviously get your license endorsed to other states so that you can make yourself more available to other states, like, California, Colorado, whatever. And then if you do telehealth, you obviously don't have to be there. You can work from home in a different state. So I think those are the best best options. And then just be yourself in an interview and just show that you care and that you really want the job. I think that's super important. That's what I got. Somebody asked, can you use the same preceptor for multiple courses? You can only, for Walden, you can only use you can use your preceptor twice. So just be mindful of that. If you have one you like, you can use them 2 times. Somebody asked, there was like another one for sharing. So somebody asked, how was the workload? So like I said in another video, so the workload as far as psych NP goes depends on you. Depends how many patients do you want to see a day. If you want to see a patient every hour, 2 patients every hour, and that depends on how much money you want to make and how many patients you want to see in a day. And the other thing you have to be mindful of is some patients like to talk a lot. Some patients, they're going to be short. They're going to be straight to the point. My medication's working. My medication's not working. And so then you'll basically schedule it like that. Like if you have a patient that talks a lot, you're going to give them a longer time period so that your appointments don't overlap. As far as the workload, it doesn't seem like a lot physically. However, mentally, I can definitely see getting mentally fatigued. Like for me, we start at 9 o'clock, lunch is at 12. By 3 o'clock, I'm crashing, and I'm crashing hard. Like I'm trying to stay awake. But after that, once I get up, walk around, I'm good. I would say I crash more so in the office setting than I did doing telehealth. Because telehealth at home, you can get up and move around in between. So that definitely helped me. But me being idle for a long time is just not what I'm used to. So I would definitely be crashing. I would be so tired, so tired. But the other thing is too, so there's also billing, which they don't teach us in school, but my preceptor told me it's a very important part when it comes to psych NP is learning how to bill. And basically what my preceptor does is basically after each session, she works on her billing. so that she wouldn't have to go back at the end of the day and do any of that. The other thing is too is that you're kind of, sometimes if a pharmacy doesn't approve a medication for a patient, you have to kind of go back and forth with the pharmacy, well, not the pharmacy, with the insurance. You have to go back and forth with the insurance. So sometimes you're calling the insurance, trying to discuss with them why the patient needs this medication. So you can do that in between your patient sessions, or you can do that after hours. So it's up to you. And then the other thing is, you may see some teenagers and you may see some children. So when you see these patients, say for telehealth, you're talking to them on telehealth. You're not talking to their parents. Everything you talk to them about is confidential unless they want to commit suicide. But at the same time, you know, you are keeping up with the parents, like letting them know, okay, well, I think we should try this, or I think we're not going to change that because it's working for them. And so most of the time the parents are working, so you will have to call these parents after hours. Like if they work 9 to 5, you're calling them after 5. So that's something to be mindful of with this job. Like if you're seeing the parent, you're definitely doing that. And then usually with the patient portal is where the patient can contact you. So if they have any questions, anything like that, you have to basically check that throughout the day. If they need a refill, anything like that, you got to be mindful that you have to check that throughout the day. So it's really not too much. As far as the documentation goes, I don't know too much about it, but from what I'm saying, what my preceptor did was she did everything right then and there. She didn't really wait on the back end unless she had to make a call to the insurance or make a call to a parent. She did everything right then and then, so it wasn't bad. I don't think it's stressful. It's definitely chill, especially if you're used to bedside. It's super chill. Like all the patients have been great. A lot of these patients are actually like, you'd be surprised that they have this. Like these people are like highly educated. Like you have a lot of professionals. Like you even have like some teachers, some nurses, you have lawyers and doctors, like principals, like all that. Like it's very, very chill, much better than bedside. Okay. So that's basically and then you only see up one patient at a time. So that's that. The next question is, what semester did the requirement for preceptor start? For at Walden, it's your preceptor, is your clinicals is the last 4. So it's 9, so 5, 6, 7, 8, or 6, 7, 8, 9. So it starts in your 6th semester, 6, 7, 8, 9 is when you have your, when you start your clinicals. Somebody said, how soon do I look for preceptors? Start right away. I'm not even kidding. Start right away. Okay? Because I'm telling you guys this because I did not have nobody to lead me. I had to figure everything out on my own. So I figured maybe this is my calling. Let me help somebody. Okay? So the next question is, someone is torn between Chamberlain and Walden. She heard bad things about both programs. How did I weigh my pros and cons for choosing Walden? So I did look into a couple schools, but I kind of felt more comfortable going with Walden because I've heard of people going to Walden for the psych NP program and coming out successful. So that was already a green flag. And then my mom got her master's at Walden. She didn't do psych NP. My mom is a nurse. She did get her master's at Walden, so that was another green flag. And then I also like that Walden kind of started right away. The application process wasn't too difficult, and I just felt more comfortable with that, just kind of knowing that, like just having a little bit of background information on it, and then especially like knowing people did the program I want to do successfully, and they are working and they pass boards. That's like major key. So that's why I ended up choosing Walden. Let me see what other questions. But my advice would be choose whatever school fits your needs. For as far as financially, I would definitely go if you can get a cheaper program. If you can get a cheaper program, I will go with the cheaper program. If you can get a shorter program, I will go with the shorter program. If you can get a program that finds preceptors for you, I would do that too. So I would definitely say go with whatever program fits your needs. Somebody says, do you have any recommendation for clinical preceptors? So for me, my first semester, I used NP Hub. It was $3,000. I probably will not do that again unless I absolutely have to. So I would recommend going onto the Walden Data Affiliation website. In the MediTrack, the Walden Data Affiliation based thing, go there and try to find your preceptor, call these people, email these people, do everything you have to do, treat it like a job interview. But it's like super important because you want to try to get preceptors for free. And like I use the affiliation database and I got me a free preceptor, so it definitely works. But the only thing with that is that you have to be proactive. That's the word I was looking for earlier. You have to be proactive with your preceptors in this program. Okay, so that, and then of course word of mouth, depending on what city you're in, just finding a friend, word of mouth really helps. The next question is, as a PACU nurse, what's your schedule like to help you fit in your clinical hours? Also, do you mind sharing the company you went through to get your preceptor? Again, I use NP Hub. So yes, as a PACU nurse, typically the PACU I work at, it'll be anywhere between 8 to 12 hours. So since clinical is 2 days out the week, during the week, and I don't really like working weekends, I would basically, and I'm PRN, so I'm per diem, I pick up my shifts. So whatever days I have clinical, I'll basically work around that. But I'm really not feeling like the PACU. I'm having a hard time right now with PACU. I want to make a separate video about this. It's like, so with PACU, it's like you don't really get your hours. Like, well, you get your hours, but it's finicky. Sometimes you'll get too many hours where you have to stay late when you don't want to, or you go home early, like you don't get enough hours, which is kind of like where I kind of miss ICU, because ICU, you're going to get your hours. You can get your overtime. You know you're getting off at 7 o'clock because relief is coming in. So I kind of miss that. But that's basically what I've been doing is this. I basically work around I'll work 3-4 days in a PACU and then my 2 days clinical. And then it's not bad. Like, it's not, because clinical is not too bad. Like, it's not like you're killing yourself working in the hospital. So that's how I balance. The next question that I got is that someone's asking me, do you think it's possible to get to become a psych NP but work in a functional holistic manner? I have done crisis work and mental health, but I'm not a fan of labeling and pushing pills. I'd actually like to help people taper off meds like SSRIs and benzos. I want to either work in a functional practice but really want my own practice so I can work remotely. She says her age, kind of has issues with her nervous. So about this, I definitely think as a nurse, you can definitely be holistic with this. So even my preceptor prescribes medication, but she tells the patients you should do therapy. Okay, you need to go do some cognitive behavior therapy, anything, whatever. Like if they have trauma, if they have ADHD, there's different type of therapies that you can do. She tells them they should do that, like straight up. Like she tells them, I can give you as much medication as you want. Like I can give you all the medication in the world, but until you learn how to cope with your trauma, with your depression, your anxiety, you're not gonna get better. And then like my preceptor, she definitely advocates, like she pushes them to like exercise, eat clean. She gives them recommendation for eating, give them exercise ideas, tell them start with 30 minutes. And that stuff works. These patients come back better. And like they say their anxiety is better, their depression is better. So that's definitely an approach you can definitely take. And these patients are able to get off of so much of their medications. And like she tells them, just take your supplements, your vitamins, things like that, your natural herbs. Like especially people with insomnia, like you could take magnesium or lavender oil for anxiety. Like there's just so many ways you can go about it. So I definitely feel like as a psych NP, you can get your patients, and if they're on medications, you can help them get off of medication as long as you guide them and do what you have to do. So it's not a crazy question. It is a real thing. And me personally, I love working out. I'm a fitness junkie, so I know I'm gonna be pushing out on my patients. I'm gonna be like, you should exercise, get into fitness. I mean, it don't gotta be like physical exercise. Like go do some yoga, go do something. Like all of that stuff helps. So that's definitely something I will be doing as a practitioner. So yeah, I think that's about it. If you guys have any more questions, just let me know. Somebody asked about the financial aid. They do have loans. It's not like grants. It's going to be loans, okay? So that's just something to be mindful of. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, let me know. I have no problem answering them for you. If you guys found this video helpful, make sure you subscribe. Thanks for watching.